This is Joe Scarice, your mortgage lending specialist, down here on the floor at Triple Play Convention Center with Marcus Renton, Work Your Money podcast. And we're here with Michael Gomes from the Michelle Pius Group out of Signature Realty in Springfield, New Jersey. And really, it's a lot of fun. We're having a conversation. There's a lot of synergies between Michael and I. We're both Rutgers North graduates. We both know the Essex, Union, Morris County area very well. We probably even know some of the same people, which is, if we dig deep enough, could get scary. But we're going to try to keep it at an even keel here. But I'm really excited about having someone on that knows the market I came from and why I'm so excited out in the Philadelphia market, because I saw what happened in Hudson, Morris, Essex, Union County, and where they're at now and where I'm at out in the Philadelphia market. And I think it'll be a good understanding of why my energy level is at where I'm at in Philadelphia, because if you don't have that energy level in Union County, you're not doing any business. And knowing he comes from a Rutgers North graduate, I even know he has even more except he knows how to run to his car at late night at classes when they finish, so it's even better. So I'd like to just get a little overview of who you are, what you're doing down here, what do you think you're going to be accomplishing going forward into the 2018 market, especially in that, what I consider, a lot of people say Central Jersey, but our North Jersey market.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. So my name is Michael Gomes. I've been a full-time real estate agent since 2010. Prior to that, in 2004 to about 2009, late 2009, I was a mortgage broker for Velocity Lending, IndyMac Bank, Countrywide, Bank of America right after. The market changed a lot after the crash in 2007, 2008. So I wanted to do something different. Compensation plans for mortgage loan officers changed completely. So I said, you know what, I want to get into real estate because I already had my license anyway. I never practiced it full time, and I had a huge passion for real estate. My father is a contractor for 30 plus years, so I got to work with homes with him. So I developed a passion, kept reading a lot of books on real estate, how to become a real estate agent, the branding, etc. So I said, no, I'm going to give this a try. And long story short, 2017, late 2017, here I am. I'm still a full-time real estate agent. I just made silver for Circle of Excellence, so you have to do at least $6.5 million in volume, or at least 20 units. Actually, a combination of 20 and 6.5. So I did pretty well for 2017, to say the least, and I'm looking to crush 2018. And I see a very successful, very prosperous 2018 for anyone who's looking to work hard. And it's like you said, you have to have energy. If you don't have any energy, you're not going to do well.
No, this. Yeah. You got to be in bold mode 7 days a week.
24/7. This is a 7-day. Like, a lot of people call me up and say, "Hey, I'm looking to become a real estate agent," and I don't know if you get that a lot.
And there are boundaries, but what I'm saying is you have to be realistically available for people.
Correct. So when the markets get really, really good, people are all people see the money and they want to come into the same business, and they don't realize this is a 24-hour. I mean, literally 24-hour, 7-day type of business. It's all about customer service. My phone sometimes is ringing 11 o'clock at night, and you have to pick it up. You have to give them that service. You have to make your client feel like they're wanted, that you care for them, that they're always in first place, no matter what you're doing. So I always drop what I'm doing for all my clients. That's just the way it is.
Major question, we discussed it before we started the interview, which what I think is extremely important for newer realtors and realtors that have been in the business a long time, that have a brand or have worked on it branding themselves. Is there any difference you feel in our North Jersey market, which I feel good? I think I'm going to go up to Spiritos, or I'm going to go to Valencia down Elizabeth after talking to you now. Come on, it's the best. Okay, so do you think working for a boutique office, and what we call a boutique non-flag name, national name, or a national name, make any difference in a market such as North Jersey when it comes to the consumer coming into the market to buy, to sell? What are they really looking for right now? When you go into a listing appointment or you have a buyer, what are their questions when it comes to you being at Signature Realty and not at other name brands and things of that nature? And then we talked about that.
That's an absolutely phenomenal and great question. So if you had asked me that question 10 years ago, I would say that working for a big brand, like the Remaxes, the Exits, the Weicherts, it was very important because of brand recognition. Today, with digital marketing, it's basically evened out the playing field. It's all about digital marketing. Now with the internet, obviously available for everybody at your fingertip on your phone, you can market yourself the same exact way as Weichert, Remax. There's no excuses. Social media is free. Take advantage of it. So the smaller boutiques now are gaining momentum because what they're doing is they're blitzing their marketing on social media. And people are literally spending a lot of their time, their downtime is always on their phone, and they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Zillow. Zillow doesn't give you preference if you're a Weichert, Remax, or a smaller boutique, So exactly, it's about how you brand yourself, using your time wisely, using social media and leveraging your time and leveraging your brand. And that's what's important. So now the brokerages out there with deeper pockets, that doesn't matter anymore. It's completely different. Social media is free. It's changed everything. If you listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, there are no excuses anymore. The little guy can now rub elbows with the big guy because of social media.
Let's point this out. Your location.
Correct.
You know how many times I've driven by that Signature Realty built property over the last 48 years of my life?
How many times?
Maybe 10,000. And I know that location sells real estate. And I know there's Italian food right down the block at that Italian market, but everything relates to food, as we know. But I know if I want to buy real estate, I'm going to go into that office. If I'm in that market, in that Springfield, Milburn, Short Hills, Union, it's a great corridor. If anybody ever knows where your offices are, it's probably one of the most highest traffic small roads. It's not even a county road. I think maybe it is a county road, but it's a high traffic road where you see real estate every time you drive by, and you're going into or out of high ticketed real estate markets. Another big question I have, because I did a flip in Maplewood years ago, and the property where it is approximately on Prospect Street, has or does still the railways with the express stops still impactful with decision making in buying homes, buying investment properties, schools? I don't want to get too into the demographics, but do you still see that as an important play in your market?
Absolutely. With a huge workforce, a good amount of people in Jersey that work in New York, it's very important in the decision-making process. And not only that, guys, in New Jersey, the market's booming so much, especially in our market, the Kenilworth, the Springfield, the Maplewood area, the Union County area, Essex County, Bergen County, because a lot of people don't want to live in Brooklyn, Astoria, Queens. Not that they don't want to live there, they don't want to pay that $1 million tag. So guess what? You come to Jersey for half the price, you're going to get a bigger home, so you have a bigger bang for your buck in Jersey. So they also realize now I have to travel farther to go to work. So the railroad, being close to an express line is very important in the decision making, because at the same time, they want to pay less, but they also want to travel not that much more to get to work. It's about convenience and quality of life for a lot of people.
Marcus, do you have some questions?
Yeah. So I remember earlier you were talking about you taking an interest in real estate before you actually committing to it. What are some books that you could recommend to like a new person that is just starting out in the industry?
A great book that I like is The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller. Sorry, it's a great book. It teaches you a lot. It teaches you that you're a real estate agent. It is not your broker's responsibility to brand you. It is your responsibility as the realtor to brand yourself, to treat yourself as a business. And that's why I think that's the biggest mistake that a lot of agents do when they come into the business, is that they don't look at themselves as a P&L. And you have to start treating yourself as a P&L. You have to spend money to make money. You have to set aside money for taxes. You have to set aside money for marketing, especially for marketing. And you have to set aside time for prospecting, lead generation. You have to spend that time. You have to spend the money to do that. So that's a great book. It teaches you a lot about it. And now the big thing now in real estate is creating teams, because teams are a lot more profitable than opening up a brokerage, if you really look at it from the financial standpoint. So it's a great book. I recommend everybody out there to get it. It changed my mindset a lot. So now when a paycheck comes in, I diversify it. I don't take a paycheck and put it in a business account. I split it up in four, sometimes 5 pots. I dedicate some to marketing, dedicate some obviously, to taxes, because you're going to have to pay taxes at some point on that money. I dedicate some for lead generation, prospecting, because it's important to do that. I use Zillow a lot. I used to use homes.com, but it's important to a lot of agents to get familiar with a lot of lead generating sites out there, because it is, it's going to help you. It's going to, it's going to help your business. It's going to help grow. So it's very important.
So,
And going back to, because we grew up in the same area, we went to the same college, we understand, the last 20 years of the business. I asked you, we were trying to kind of tie in like our age differences, and they're
Same age.
Yeah, the same age. I thought they were in their 20s. God bless them, they look good for their age. And I just turned 48 this past year, and 10 years is different in the market. I think personally, getting into the real estate market in North Jersey in the past 10 years was better than when I might have had the opportunity. I think it was still very good old boys club 20, 25 years ago. I think it would have been a tougher time to progress in certain areas in Union County, Essex County, etc. I feel because of the influx from the cities like Newark and Elizabeth coming out to the burbs, okay, bilingual. There's different, now you have different, a nice Boston Tea Party, a melting pot to a lot of these towns. I don't think it's one favor to the other anymore, which is nice. And I think people really pick the person that really is going to make them feel most comfortable. And it doesn't really take the name of the real estate office. It takes availability, being out there. One thing that's different than in your area, my old area, to the Philadelphia market is there's much more events going on in Philadelphia for real estate, where the realtor has the opportunity to network at different events, where in the Union County, Essex, Morris County, they're a little more smaller. There's only certain players doing that. So what are some things outside of technology that you have found to be successful impacting your market? I mean, finding those people that want to call you instead of the 2,000 other people that belong to the association, because it can't be just the technology. There's also that personal thing. So who are you setting goals within your team, and who are you going to hit over the next 3 or 4 months that you feel it's going to be impactful for your business?
And this is so important. Being in touch with your community is probably the most untapped resource that you can get into. A lot of people don't go. A lot of people in a small town won't go, business to business to support them, introduce themselves. I do that with my community. I go into small businesses. I use them a lot. Obviously, I go in there, introduce myself. Hey, hi, how are you? I'm Michael. I work for Signature Realty. If you ever need my services, I'm here. I cut my hair. I get my hair cut in town. Those guys know who I am. I instead of going to Home Depot, I go to the Ace Hardware in town. I support the local businesses, and in return, I get a lot of business from that. Because when you have your average person that's shopping for a shovel or getting their hair cut and they're having a conversation. Hey Joe, you know what? I'm thinking about putting my house on the market, or I'm thinking about moving into the area. Do you have anybody that you recommend? And my first name comes up all the time. So it's very important to be very close-knit with your community, with the small businesses in the area, because it's going to pay dividends. I mean, tremendous amount of dividends.
And I'm going to translate that into a city environment that's by neighborhood. Like in Philadelphia, we have 55 plus neighborhoods.
Oh, wow.
You cannot master every neighborhood. What you could do is master 3 or 4 at a time and mine those and become part of the community and become ingrained, volunteer time, where the rewarding components come. Where it comes to the Union County, Essex County, Morris County, you got to pick your community and spiral that out and impress one where they'll tell 3. And I learned that from a hospitality component, because I'll tell you a little bit about my background. When I went to college, I worked at the Hilton in Short Hills.
Okay.
So if I had stayed in the market, I probably would have been tapping into the richest people pretty much in the area, but I decided to move out of the area, and you fall in love and you move to Philadelphia. So where do you live? Where do you reside in the area?
I live in Rahway, New Jersey, which is right next to Clark, New Jersey, off of exit 135 on the park.
So you're really nice, conveniently set up for that whole thoroughway.
It's a beautiful corridor right there.
And Rahway's evolved over the years too.
Yes, tremendously.
The railway, the rail line. And I remember when they were eminent domaining a lot of the properties in the downtown, but the downtown wasn't doing anything really to support keeping some of those properties there. They were dilapidated and empty. Now you have a bustling railway is it direct now into
direct into the city, yep.
So that's going to change the demographics of the community there.
It has already a lot. Rahway's diversified a lot. A lot of New York residents have come and moved to Rahway, and you see a lot of new construction going up right now. A lot of new high-rises, a lot of new single-family homes. There's a big demand right now for Rahway.
I saw that impacting early on when King College went to Kean University, so I'm aging myself a little bit, and the railway right near the college opened up. Now that's about 25 years ago, but that was a direct change in the market. So I completely agree. So now we're going to get down to the more important stuff. Where are the best places to eat in Union and Essex County and Central Jersey? So when I come back up and I got to hit that market, and we know Valencia, we know Spiritos. That's their mainstays. Come on, give me a couple places.
I'm a huge foodie. Luciano's in Rahway.
Okay.
It's very good.
Okay.
I love it over there. If you go to Cranford and you're looking for a nice brick oven pizza, go to Emmett's Pizzeria. Phenomenal. Pairings also in Cranford. It's great. Teresa's in Westfield is fantastic. Union County has a lot of restaurants. I could be here for an hour.
I know.
Restaurants.
I mean, people don't understand what I miss. I don't miss I do miss seeing the old streets and stuff, but it's really the food, guys. So how do we reach you, and how do we do business with you? How do we contact you?
You can actually look for me on Instagram. My handler is Mike _A _Gomes. You can reach me by email, realestatesoldbyme@gmail.com. You can search me on my website, search njrealestate.com, or you can call me directly at 201-757-4760. The phone is always attached. I sleep with it next to me.
I saw the phone ringing.
Yeah, I sleep with it, to be honest with you. It's because that's who I am. All my business is done through here. So whenever you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a call. I'm very easygoing. I'm normally up until about midnight, so feel free. Don't hesitate.
Clean skin, very healthy looking. He looks great for 82, right? I mean, that's great. So, guys, Marcus Rennan and myself like to thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
With Michael Gomes, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Excellent.
All right. Take care, guys.